There's another game. I don't know if you had a chance to try, right? Moon Studios, No Rest for the Wicked. I mean that's
Try a little bit.
definitely a game that's been making the news. It's kind of been sort of mixed. It's not like overly as celebrated as I thought it would. A
Mhm.
lot of people are like, give it a chance,
It's
you
hard,
know.
bro. It's hard.
So what? I haven't played with it. Is it
Yeah.
just because it's hard, or is it just so different from like the what they've done before, like Ori of the Blind Forest?
It's
Like
definitely
it's
way different than Ori, right? It looks great. But yeah, it's kind of like it's hard. It's a roguelike. It gives off very much Demon Souls vibes. You know
yeah,
what I mean? But yeah, it's I haven't played it. I didn't play it very long. I played it for a little bit and I haven't managed to get back to it.
yeah.
But it's hard. The combat's hard. The combat it's like skill based combat kind of thing. Like, it's all about perfect parry and dodging and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
So I like it. Um, but um, but in terms of like mass appeal, it's
it's very
hard.
limited.
It's hard. Yeah.
Is it because of the genre, or is it just it's such a departure from their fan base of what they did with Ori?
Yeah,
Do you
I
feel
don't
like
think.
they're like finding a whole new audience and have to start over with this one, or what do you think?
Yeah, I could see people that are into Ori not necessarily being into it's a completely different game, right?
Yeah,
Um, but um, but like I don't know if it matters, right? Because it has actually gotten some good marketing, right? And it was at the Game Awards, had a video at the Game Awards and stuff like that, right? And then when it was coming out, everybody's talking about it. But it is, it's early access, right? So it's gonna be like it's a long play into full release. So we'll just see how it goes.
so like this is why I wanted to bring the early access. Like a game like
Yeah.
this, even though Moon Studios is not indie anymore, right? I feel like they're full blown double A, published.
Mhm. But it's a published game. Yeah, it's published by a private division. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, by the I guess a part of 2K. Um, but they went the early access route, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like this is more and more becoming, because it's so acceptable now, more viable for bigger and bigger games? Like, do you ever see a, maybe not Call of Duty, but a game of that size, right, doing early access, like like a full blown $70 game, opening itself up midway
It's not a
through
$70
dev?
game. It's like a $40 game,
Yeah,
right?
but like it
And
like, is it creating a roadmap for like the $70 game to allow early access
yeah,
midpoint of
I don't think
development?
s- I don't think I think also like to do early access. It depends on the type of game you're making too.
Yeah,
So it has to be a game that like invites replayability,
yeah,
right? Where replayability is actually a thing about the game. Because if you do early access and then I can just play through the game and it's
and
broken
beat
or
the whole
buggy or
game.
whatever, yeah,
Yeah,
or ruin some of the story plots or whatever, and then I'm like, yeah, so like I'm not going to play this game anymore, right? So I think only certain type of games can really do early access effectively. But to see it more is not that surprising, like giving like the economics of the whole situation. You know what I mean? Um, where like, hey, we need to show that our game deserves the funding, or or we need the revenue to finish the game, right? We only have enough to get it to this certain point. But to get it to the next point, now we need to go early access to get more money in so that we could continue developing the game, right?
do you see it going the other way, like a game that has a 6 year fully funded promise, releasing it 4 years and it's not getting the reception it needs, being cut off essentially?
I think that's what we're seeing now.
Okay.
I think that's exactly part of the layoffs that we see now. A lot of companies are like, why are we taking this risk though?
Yeah.
Right. So then like let's get rid of this game. Let's lay off these people and let's stick to the more sure bets. Like it's all about risk aversion. You know what I mean? And so I think like in this especially in this economic climate, you're totally that's exactly why you're seeing that, right?
It reminds me of Trine isometric.
Gives you a Trine vibe, but I think it looks better than Trine. Like in terms of like and it has like a pretty interesting visual style. But yeah,
It feels very similar. Like the art style is almost
like it's
same.
different. It's different, almost the same, but it's different. And then like there's like no physics puzzles or
no physics puzzle. It's just straight up like Diablo. It's a very fun. I love studios that diversify. Obviously, I mean back in PlayStation 2, right? Yeah, the same studios that did Akami did something else, and they were able to jump around because of its like, I guess relatively back then those budgets were obviously a lot cheaper than to make now, right? But like I've always loved Japanese companies because they are so good at just changing it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about like sequels after sequels. It was like, I want to make this game. Like back then, I think Kojima and Nintendo was the only one stuck with kind of, having these franchises and having to like, because it was so popular to keep doing the same thing.
But even with the franchise, like at least with Kojima, even though he's doing franchises, he always tried to mix it up, right?
Yes,
like I think
within
Snake
the universe,
Snake Eater, and other games were very different.
Yeah, he did a really good job just changing from MGS1 to MGS2, MGS3.
Yeah,
very different game. The one thing that I found interesting too was there was this other. I was trying to remember, but No Rest for the Wicked was one, but there was another. So I was flipping through Netflix, right, on my TV, and then suddenly I saw a category for games. It's like very mobile like type of games, but on the TV, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, they're starting to expand their master plan, right?
Did you click on it?
I didn't want to play it.
No, you should have clicked on it.
Why? What did it say? It was coming soon.
I can know, so I can rant about what happens after that.
Okay, you go for it. All right, I didn't go past it because I don't know. I was sleeping.
You can see the master plan, yes, but right now, if you click on it, it goes, "Hey, take out your phone."
Oh, no way. Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you download on your phone to play on your phone. You don't play on the TV, or you use your phone as a controller. What?
No.
Not even that.
On your phone. You download it on your phone. Yeah, you play it on your phone.
So it was just a big poster on the TV.
Yeah. So somebody I know was actually complaining about this, and they were like, this sucks.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I don't care about your games. I'm here to watch movies. Don't advertise to me about your games. And then two, you can't even play the games on the device, right? But you said it. It's the master plan, right? It's like, okay, we have to get people used to seeing games here, right?
How do they feel?
And then when the streaming comes, it's now a seamless transition to just boot the streaming thing on the TV. You know what I mean? So it's part of the plan. I really like how slow they're going. Unlike some other people that did another streaming games platform that shall remain nameless, that definitely didn't go slow and then failed because they were not ready.
Yeah.
And did not have anything ready and didn't have a plan and didn't have an idea of what the hell they were doing.
Let's just say they didn't Stadia long.
Let's say the company's name started with a G, but anyway, but like they messed up, right? And I think Netflix is taking like a completely different tact, and then they're going real slow with it.
They're very tactical with it. I mean, me and you know probably a lot of people working at Netflix, and it's
Sure.
been dead quiet for years, right? And they've been kind of just very
slow,
secretive. And
slow going.
and from what I've heard, it's the small games and the big games too. They're not just working on these kind of like Monument Valley, like graphical, pretty isometric 2D games, right? They're definitely for good reason, right? Trying to expand their IPs, which they have valuable IPs, you know.
Yeah. I'll take something back. I actually just tested it.
It works now
on the PC.
On PC.
On PC, it just goes straight into playing the game.
I bet
it clearly labels it as beta. Labels it as beta.
Yeah,
and it straight up launches the game on your PC, but on your TV, it'll tell you to take out your phone.
I bet it's a controller interface issue, because I imagine how you're gonna play it, right? But like, I feel like if they turn your phone into a controller, that'd be the coolest probably way to do it. That makes sense to me. But I think the Netflix is definitely a sleeper console or a sleeper game giant that's about to really explode. You play Game Pass and stuff. I have Game Pass too, man. I don't touch that thing. I have it as a write-off, to be honest. But like,
actually, by the way, the game Netflix games beta, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's like 7 games or something.
7, 8, 8, 9. It's 9 games.
Yeah.
So,
like, I was looking at some statistics. Like, they really went big on very smartly. When GTA 6 trailer came out, they had all the GTAs available on their Netflix app, all the old GTA 3, Vice City, all those games.
Yep.
And so, unsurprisingly, they were the best games on their platform. I was like, it's like, there you go.